SGC here, and we are back for VIFF number 9.
Easy to use. Do you like guns? I'll give you plenty. Starting with this lovely Kalashnikov.
Kalash.
Profile, directed by the dude that brought us Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Never watched that, but I am intrigued with the storyline here for this movie. It's just Profile. So it's about a British journalist who plays a Muslim convert who is trying to get an exclusive expose from a ISIS recruiter through social media and Skype. So that's a very interesting sort of narrative, and from what I've seen so far, the movie is shown through screens, just like Searching with John Cho. So I definitely look forward to how they're gonna pull this off, and there's a lot more Windows action from the clip that I saw, so I do look forward to how they're gonna pull it off and what's gonna happen. Like, is she gonna get it, or she finds herself making up a lot of fake stories just to keep up with her lies? Who knows? Very intriguing, so definitely looking forward to it. And yeah, just wonder how it's gonna go down, and it's like really up in the air, so can't wait. So this is before and this is after. So wow, Profile, really interesting. I mean, it's a very good film to watch right after Searching, because both of them use screens, but they both handle it differently. Whereas Searching does it in real time and a lot of more focusing sort of attention grabbing shots. Here this is an archive and they're going back to look through all the videos, and that was a good touch in a sense where it really requires you to focus on what shows up on the screen. I heard one audience member was saying like, oh, she didn't catch what was like on the pop-up on the right, and I think that is an interesting touch where you might really lose what's going on in the narrative in terms of just missing the text because it's so small. But overall, I think it was great atmosphere and vibe, with our main lead just really compelling in a sense where her transformation made sense, and we had our male lead who made things really convincing as to like why people would do it. And I really enjoyed how they saved the whole is it a true story or not near the end, and I think it adds to it in a sense where like if they told you if it is a true story or is it not a true story or whatever, then you sort of changes your perspective on it. So at the end they tell you more things or not, so that's appreciative. And I think just using the screens, I mean, granted there are some close-ups of shots of like Facebook and stuff, but it's much less than what they did in Searching. So I do feel that this is much more a recording of the actual screen and just letting it play out, versus Searching where they focus on stuff and then things are brought up and to your attention and makes it a lot easier to sort of read what's on the screen. So yeah, for Profile, it is really intense. I think the way that they sort of portrayed ISIS recruiters and all that stuff, and it just was interesting in the sense where the vibe and atmosphere built to the point where you really didn't know where's the film gonna go. Like, is she gonna stay with him, or is she gonna break away? What's going on? Is this still a job for her, or what's going on? And it's pretty intense, and at the same time too, when the action sort of picks up, and just the relationship is interesting. And I really did enjoy how they sort of jumped in time. There's like 26 days or something, and then they jumped around, and I think jumping around really added to that, to the point where like you see the relationship sort of growing rather than just this continuous sort of 90-minute thing. So like jumping, I think sort of just like implied a lot more growth, and you just sort of just believe it rather than like, oh, I didn't see it happening, this type of thing. Anyway, so Profile is done, and that's it. I enjoyed it for what it is, and it was a good performance all around and a good attempt and execution by the team and director. And so yeah, that's it for the before and after for Profile. Later.